Hello, this is Wicked Shrapnel, and this is another edition of This Show Fucking Sucks. And in this episode, we're taking a look at Modern Warfare 3 in depth by Drifter. It's basically a show where some nerd talks about untrue, non-facts about guns and stuff. So let's take a look at the stats on this piece of shit.
Hey guys, Drifter here. Don't listen to Wicked, he's just a little bit butthurt because I blew him up too many times as a test dummy. This is Modern Warfare 3 in-depth green perks. Today we're going to do Dead Silence, SITREP, Stalker, Steady Aim, and Marksman. You're going to be watching gameplay from the open lobby that I did with Wicked last night, so had a lot of you guys in there, had him in there. You can look at the gamer tags. So those of you that were in the open lobby, you might see yourself in this episode. I thought that showing that gameplay would be a lot more interesting than showing me walking people back and forth and measuring decibels to count footsteps to see what Dead Silence and SITREP does, which is what I did. So without any further ado, let's get started on Dead Silence. My original intention was to measure the effect of Dead Silence, but it turns out that Dead Silence completely mutes your footstep noise, or no matter how loud I turned up my speakers, I couldn't pick up any footstep noise on players that were running Dead Silence. I was laying on the ground and having people run around me at various distances and such, and I couldn't hear anybody, or at least I couldn't hear anything louder than the natural ambient background of the game. So for all intents and purposes, Dead Silence completely mutes your footstep noise. Of note, this also halves the effect of RECON, the RECON Pro perk where you tag people on the map. When you're running Dead Silence, this effect is only 50% of what it should be. When you upgrade this perk to Pro, you get no fall damage, which is incredibly useful. This is one of my favorite things about playing competitively, is that I get to run Dead Silence and I can jump off buildings and not take any fall damage at all. Next up today, we have what I would like to call the Superman perk. With SITREP, you can see stuff through walls, but you can only see equipment through walls. All enemy equipment, that's Claymore, Semtex, Bouncing Betty, tactical insertions, enemy care, the fake care packages that blow up, booby trap packages, all that stuff is going to glow red, and you can see it all over the map. So you can see sentry guns from super far away, you can see Claymores around corners and super far away. This is a very useful perk if you're going to play something like Search and Destroy, or if you're playing against a team that runs a lot of equipment. When you upgrade this to Pro, it does two different things. It mutes all friendly footsteps, so your own footsteps are muted. You won't hear yourself stamp around at all, and all the footsteps of your teammates are also muted, so you won't hear any friendly footsteps at all, and it doubles the noise made from enemy footsteps. Now, I know the game guide and the COD wiki and other things says that it makes it 4 times louder. I did just like I did with Dead Silence. I measured the effect of that on enemy footsteps at varying ranges, recorded the decibels, punched it into a converter, and found that the noise is about twice as much. Now, I don't know why they said 4 times as much. Maybe my math is wrong. Maybe they were going like 4 decibels as much because my sampling could have been wrong. Not entirely sure, but as far as I'm concerned, it doubles enemy footstep noise. Many of you have probably also been told that with SITREP Pro you can cancel out the effects of Dead Silence and you can hear Dead Silence people running around. This, at least in my test, is not true. When people had Dead Silence and I had SITREP, I still couldn't hear them. I heard absolutely none of their footsteps, or at least nothing any louder than the ambient volume in the background of the wind blowing around or something. I mean, I just couldn't hear it. If anybody can hear footsteps or Dead Silence footsteps with SITREP, let me know, but I couldn't find anything. Stalker is pretty simple and straightforward. When you're running Stalker, you get full movement speed when aiming down sights. In Modern Warfare 3, when you aim down sights, you get a movement penalty. You can't run as fast forward or side to side. However, when you're running Stalker, this just removes that little piece of coding, so you get full movement speed when aiming down sights. This isn't very important for pistols or shotguns or submachine guns because they have 80% run speed when you aim down sights. However, for things like assault rifles or light machine guns, which cut your run speed down to 40%, this is extremely effective. This is my perk of choice when I'm running assault rifles or light machine guns. When you upgrade this perk to Pro, it is again very straightforward. You get a 2-second delay on all explosive devices triggered. This doesn't count for sentry guns or anything like that, but any sort of trigger-sensitive explosive device, Bettys, Claymores, anything like that, you get a 2-second delay to GTFO before you blow up. This really will save your life against the IMSs because those things are just so ridiculous. Steady Aim is going to reduce the radius or width of your crosshairs by 35%, or as the code says, 0.65x hipfire spread. However, this isn't a square reduction or a linear reduction because those crosshairs represent a circle of probabilities where your bullets can go. What you have to do is punch this into the area of a circle formula, or the radius, which is squared and by far the most important part, and you'll find that this gives you an additional 2.36 2.36x shots per square inch, or more than doubling your shots per square inch, which is very important. A lot of people approach this as a discrete problem because you've only got so many bullets, say 30, and so many can hit people, and there's a certain area, blah blah blah. But I'm a thermal engineer and a fluid engineer, and I really like to see this as a continuous problem with my constant flow of bullets, but that's probably not as accurate. Anyway, this is an extremely powerful perk for shotguns and submachine guns. It's a lot less effective on assault rifles and LMGs. The Pro version is also very useful for me because I rush a lot, and it reduces the sprint recovery time by 40%, or you get a 0.6x sprint recovery time. For those of you that don't know, sprint recovery is when in Modern Warfare 3 you run really fast. There is a certain amount of time it takes for you to stop, resettle your gun before you can shoot or aim down sights or anything, and this cuts that time. This is extremely important for rushing gameplay, and I'd highly recommend you stack this and Quick Draw Pro, and you can rush and aim down sights very fast. Last but not least today, we have Marksman, and what Marksman does is the red names that appear over people's heads when they're not running assassins show up at much longer distances, pretty much all the way across the map. If you're even remotely looking at them, you can see this through smoke, you can sometimes see them behind cover or through thin walls. It's almost like a wall hack perk. It probably could use some tweaking because you see some people that are behind cover, and that's very annoying. I don't like getting wall banged when other people are sniping with this. When you upgrade it to the Pro version, you get 2x hold breath time, so as you can tell, this is the ideal perk for snipers, so you can bang people through walls and hold your breath for a long time. I'm not going to say it's overpowered, it's just a little bit annoying, and I really wish people didn't see me through walls. Very effective perk to use on sniper rifles or burst weapons like the M16, MK14, Type 95, something like that. And that's all for today's episode. At the end of the episode today, I don't have anything crazy for you or any links to go anywhere or check anything out. I'm just going to put in 2 pieces of fan art that subscribers sent in and let that be that. Drifter out.